All right, jumping over to Westfield, more your neck of the woods.
Yeah, Westfield, I love it, but it's I don't know. I have mixed emotions about Westfield. If you caught our economic insights, there's still so much going on at Westfield, so much development, so much growth. That part is super, super exciting. It is a amazing community. It's just going to get better and continue to grow. But in the short term, purchasing a brand new rental in Westfield is going to be tough. And it's going to be shown by these numbers here. So there's 66 homes, active homes on the market. Average rental price is 2,400, and look at that. That's down 10% year over year and 1.6% month over month. So we're feeling that with the vacants that we have in Westfield. They are a little bit tougher to fill, just because there is, I think, increased competition there right now, and I think maybe some unrealistic pricing going on that I think we're seeing a bit of a correction here. So
Yeah.
just a word of caution for people who have a vacancy in Westfield right now is that it's I don't know if it's a reset or what you want to call it, but pricing is kind of heading in the wrong direction at the current moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'd call it a reset, but it's definitely a saturation issue,
Yeah.
and I have to highlight this because it does speak to the accuracy of our previous market reports, where we were indicating in the based on, again, on boots on the ground, based on the investor activity that was happening in the Westfield area, we were suggesting to our owners that we get ahead of price reductions to stay ahead of the competition. We were running a rental analysis for your standard condo that is going up in Westfield, and they were indicating close to $2,200 a month as a rental analysis. Which, if you're expecting to get into this market, you're going to pull one of those very similar rental analysis, and it's going to indicate $2,200. Hopefully, you're paying attention to this market report, because guess what? You're not going to get $2,200 for a townhome. Now the data is starting to reflect that here in front of us. You'll see there in townhomes, the average monthly rent being at $2,025. That's what were we saying 2 months ago in the previous market reports, that we were suggesting if it indicates $2,200, you should be at $1,995. Well, there you go. I hope that you have somebody in your other markets that you're investing in that's relaying data like we are here at Red Door, because that's so valuable. Because guess what? All of our owners now have tenants sitting in them right now. But guess what? Their competitors are still holding on to that $2,195 that they're trying to achieve with their vacant property. So there you go.
Yep, absolutely. And we continue to see it. Look at days on the market and we've seen this for the last, I don't even know how many months, but we've been highlighting this in Westfield. It's a struggle right now. 74 days on the market. That is a long time to be vacant. And that's, to Chris's point, is you've got to get that vacancy filled. You can't afford to have a vacant home for 74 days. You've got to be realistic about your price. And again, have that closer to 30 or less. Average price per square foot is $1.16. I think it's the highest that we've seen so far here. $1.16 in Westfield, which is weird. It's up 23% month over month. That seems strange to me. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Just an influx of inventory, I would suspect. So again, these investors are trying to achieve higher price points, driving up these numbers. But I wonder if they're actually achieving them. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. And we see that on the days on the market. You're striving to get that 2,400 or 2,500, and it's just not going to happen. So again, we break down apartments. So there's 23 apartments in Westfield. Average rents on the apartments is $1,817. Average price per square foot for an apartment in Westfield is $1.68. And then townhomes, we have seen. What's interesting to me is look at the number of townhomes versus the number of homes for sale. They're not almost equal, but they're pretty close. I mean, 43 townhomes and 66 single family homes. That's a lot of townhomes on the market. But honestly, what's curious to me is the days on the market is less on the townhomes than it is on the single family homes. Average rental price, Chris already mentioned this, for a townhome in Westfield, $2,025. Average price per square foot for a townhome is $1.35. So there's a good amount of townhomes on the market, and I know what those are. They're building a lot of them. Kind of curious. So we've got the three graphs down here at the bottom in terms of price over time. It is a pretty big dip from that January data in 2025 versus 2024. Look at that. Geez, that peaked out at almost 2,700.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big dip from last year. That is huge. But you can see the price trend is down. And we've been talking about it all year. last year. And as I mentioned, if I'm an investor, I'm not buying a new home in Westfield. I have several. I'm glad that I do. I'm glad I bought them when I did, but I'm not putting new dollars in here right now.
Yeah, and so just as we're closing out the rental market insights here, just want to make sure that if you didn't already catch our economic market updates on the front end of all of this, you want to go back and check that out. There is valuable data there, information that is concerning the Westfield market. So all that to say, if you currently own or in the process of closing on a potential property here in the Westfield area, it's not all doom and gloom. In fact, I'd say it's quite a rosy outlook for the Westfield area. So yeah, if I was in your shoes, Mike, had a couple already under my ownership, that's a good place to be for sure.
No, Chris, you're right, and it's not all doom and gloom. But it is a little bit rocky in the short term if you're looking for cash flow. That was kind of my point. But no, you're right. I'm super bullish on Westfield. I think it's a great area. I think it's a great area to continue to invest in. But a lot of our investors are looking for that cash flow, and if so, this is definitely not the play. But it is a good long term play in a extremely stable and high quality area.
Sounds great. Ready for sales?
Yeah, let's do sales data.
All right.
Days on the market, 35. That's kind of about what we've been seeing kind of everywhere else, but that's it's good. Seems like a balanced market. That is down month over month, 8%. We don't have the historical for year over year quite yet. Average price per square foot is $191. That is up both month over month and year over year. And average sales price $374, $478. That is up almost 5% month over month, pretty much flat year over year. Mm-hmm. And then number of homes sold is 53. That is down 22% month over month and down 11% year over year. So we're getting a little bit of mixed signals here, but that is a trend that we're seeing is number of homes sold is down in most of these submarkets. So Chris might be right. We might be at a bit of a turning point in the market where the demand is going down a little bit.
Yeah, the more we go through these numbers as we're actually reporting them here now, I mean, even more so, I feel even more strongly about my specific sentiment on the market.
Yeah. Average price over time, we'll take a look at that and see how that develops over 2025. And the number of homes sold, bottom right, just to highlight, where these homes are available in that. Again, when we do these sales prices, it's under $500,000. So what's curious to me is there's a lot of homes that are available under $300,000 in Westfield. I get alerts on them all the time. There's actually pretty good homes that are available that would make great rentals under $300,000. So they are still there. You don't have to spend $370 or $400. There are still some really affordable, good homes in the Westfield market for rentals.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's good stuff. If you're not already tuned in to all of our social media channels, you can conveniently find them here on the bottom of this infographic, bottom of all these infographics, where you can find all these market updates and real-time information as again we're discovering here as we're on the ground.